with R's Garage. In this video, I'll be working on the Team Associated B74.2 Bag 8. So let's get started. Alright, so we're going to need to make two sides, left and right. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the rear hub off the parts tree and trim if necessary. We're also going to need the rear hub inserts and the rear hub spacers. So we're going to go ahead and take these 4 spacers off, and we're going to use these 2 that have the number 2 on it. So there are these little nubs on these inserts. Don't cut those off. Those are meant to indicate which direction you installed. So just take note of that. So we're going to set up a left side and a right side. Actually, it's going to be the opposite. So what's going to be facing the inside of the car is this piece here, because this is the outside. The screws are going to install on this side. Has a large face on it for the screw head to sit on. So just take note of that. When we install our hub height inserts, we're going to install it with the number 2 facing up. Okay, so the number 2 is facing up. Next, we can install our rear hub link mount. So we're going to need a 6mm ball stud and a 2mm spacer. We're also going to need 2 1mm spacers and 2 M3x12 button head cap screws. So I think the best way to install this is to actually install the button head cap screws first. And it doesn't say so in the manual, but I would put some blue Loctite on there because it is going into aluminum. So we're going to stick the cap screw through the hub, put the 1mm spacer on there, then put some blue Loctite. And then we're going to install the insert the rear hub insert like so. So the top of the insert is going to be flat, and the rounded portion is going to be facing the inside of the vehicle. You don't want to tighten down too hard because you can deform the plastic. So once it shoulders up, you're good. So now we can install our 6mm ball stud. So we can go ahead and install the 2mm spacer on there, apply some blue Loctite, and then we can install it onto the link mount. There we go. Okay, so one side is ready. We can go ahead and do the other side. All right. Now that that's done, we can assemble our CVA bones. So we're going to make 2 sets, so we can set these aside. Okay, so we're going to need the CVA bone, the CVA barrel, the CVA axle, 2 pins, the wheel hex, the wheel hex screw, and we're also going to need one 10 by 15 by 4 bearing and one 5 by 12 by 4 bearing per side. So we're gonna go ahead and grab some grease, get some grease on the CVA bone, the CVA barrel. Get a light coat on the CVA barrel. So what we're going to do next is we're going to line up the hole in the CVA barrel with the slot in the CVA bone. So when you insert it, we want to be able to see that hole, just like that. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to take the CVA axle, find the hole in it, and line up the hole with the hole in the CVA barrel, just like so. And then we're going to take the pin and insert the pin through all of those holes, just like so. Now what we can do is install the 10 by 15 by 4 bearing in the rear hub, and make sure that you can see the blue seal. We want the seals facing the outside. And then on the other end, we're going to install the 5 by 12 by 4 bearing, again with the seal facing outward. So now we can install the CVA assembly through the bearings in the hub, and that captures that pin that's inside. So now we can take the other pin and insert it in the CVA axle, like so. Trying to keep it horizontal. Then we're going to install our wheel hex. So install the wheel hex on the pin and install the wheel hex screw. I'm not going to put any Loctite on it since it is a small screw. I think it should be fine. I'm more concerned with if I have to take the screw off in order to service the bearings. I'd rather not have to worry about it being stripped if the Loctite holds too tightly. And I think my wheel hex may have stripped out when I was trying to tighten it down. I wasn't even able to apply any torque on it, and the wheel hex stripped. Like I said, I barely applied any torque on this and it would not tighten down. It just stripped. So be careful when you're doing this. I mean, I was careful doing this and it stripped. So I'm gonna set that one aside. I'll try to use this wheel hex. Hopefully it doesn't happen. So that one worked. All right, so you can go ahead and do this side over here. Okay, so I just grabbed a wheel hex from another car just to hold me over until I can get the proper one. The one in the kit is a 6mm wheel hex, and I just happen to have a 7mm off my Associated SC6.1. So I'm gonna use that for now, just to kind of as a placeholder. So that'll work. Now we can install these assemblies onto the chassis. So if I'm not mistaken, they are bidirectional. You can use either one on either side. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna install using 2 shims, and they're gonna install one in front of the hub and one behind the hub. So for this part, we're going to need the rear hub hinge pin and a M3 lock nut. So we're going to install the hinge pin from the rear of the vehicle. We're going to install one of the spacers. Then we're going to install the rear hub. And then in front of that hub, we're going to install the other spacer. And then we're going to go ahead and install the M3 lock nut. And when you install this lock nut, it's going to shoulder out because it's not fully threaded. So once you feel it shoulder up, you're good. You don't need to continue to tighten down. And the thread is in the nylock, so you don't have to worry about it backing out. Okay, everything moves nice and free, no binding. So that concludes bag 8. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. The only issue to report for me is my wheel hex stripped when I was trying to tighten it down. I want to attribute it to a quality issue. I don't think I was being unreasonable in the amount of force I was applying. I don't think I was applying much at all, and it stripped. So definitely be careful when you install it, but I'll just have to go to the hobby shop and pick up another set. But thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe if you did. Let me know down in the comments if you had any issues. Stay tuned for the next video where I put together bag 9. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you all the next one.